For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Well, welcome to October. Nice to, almost the end of it, really. And I'm Paul Dingeman. Nice to see you. I've got a special guest today by the name of Jason Stier, who is really active in lots and lots of things. Mr. Stier, welcome back to the Focus Show. Nice to see you,
hey,
sir.
Nice to see you, as always.
You got your famous shirt on, River Rec Teen Zone.
That's right, yeah.
Which is one of the multiple hats
one of the many
you wear.
Right. I love each and every one of them.
Yeah, you do.
It's hard to pick.
You can see it in you. You really can. Let's start with River Rec Teen Center, which started with a young man by the name of Gary Coase and Laura Scotcha.
Yeah.
And you, and a student.
Right. Most importantly, it started with a student.
Tell me about that student.
So we had a student by the name of Kyle that came to us about 6 years ago now. And when he came to Riverview, he kind of came with a warning label. You know, most people thought he didn't have potential. He'd been in a lot of trouble. He was actually wearing a tether when he came to us. And when he came to Riverview, just like every other student, we treat them, you know, as a clean slate. And we know that every student has potential. So our English teacher at the time, Pat Keck, she invited her students to take part in a passion project. So students got to pick any topic based on something they were passionate about. So what Kyle chose was he wanted to create a space beyond Riverview where students could go and feel a sense of belonging and purpose and connect with their community and not necessarily take the path that he took prior to Riverview. So he got his peers on board, his teachers, city council, community members, businesses.
All as a high school.
All as a high school student who we were told didn't have potential.
Right.
So eventually he developed a nonprofit organization known as River Rec Teen Zone. We were fortunate enough to lease part of the historic City Hall at 300 Broadway to develop a physical space for River Rec. So that space is there. It's waiting for our teens. We hit a little bit of a roadblock with COVID and not being able to bring groups together. But he, on his own, created this momentum, which now creates opportunities for generations to come.
And is it used now? Is it open now after COVID?
So it's open now as a haunted house. So throughout the month of October, every Friday and Saturday night, the Teen Center has been converted into a haunted house, and some say the building is already haunted, so that kind of helps with the ambiance. So every Friday and Saturday, $10 at the door. It helps promote and support all of the projects and programs that we offer through River Rec Teen Zone, and then we'll have the doors open once we disassemble the haunted house. Open the doors up to teens after school.
What kind of programs do you have that need support?
Well, we're trying to listen to the students. This is student-driven, and what they really want, number one, is a safe place, non-judgmental, where they can feel accepted and a sense of belonging. So a lot of it is based around just fun, relaxation, mental well-being, physical well-being, as well as educational opportunities beyond high school, connecting with different career paths. And our real focus right now is in the arts. And me having an art background, I really support that. And I know that there's a lot of potential for self-discovery through the arts.
Certainly is, and you've shown that over the years for many, many students and many projects. Let's talk about, you got the haunted house going. Mm-hmm. You got activities at the building at 300 Broadway.
Yep.
But what you're expanding the art part of it.
Yeah, so we were fortunate enough, we received a substantial grant from a group called Generator Z.
Never heard of it.
It's a program that was put together by Ralph Wilson, who you probably have heard of. Yes. And what he did is he recruited 1,000 teenagers from southeastern Michigan and western New York State, where he has great investment and great ties. And he let those students decide how to fund over $2 million worth of funds to support after-school programs that would promote youth development and growth.
Wow.
Right.
Marvelous.
Right. Marvelous.
That's one I've I've heard of Ralph Wilson.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's given a lot of money to St. Clair County and in southeastern Michigan for parks, things along those lines. But I didn't know he was narrowing it down into
he wants to support our youth because they're our future. So what we're going to do with those funds is two things. We're creating an artist mentor program where we're connecting students with professional visual artists and musicians.
Okay.
And then we're also doing a youth community arts initiative where those artists are going to work with our students in developing a series of public art projects right here in our community.
You've been big in public art projects for a number of years
For
now.
sure, that's where my passion lies.
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
really is. Really is.
So together, in addition to that, we received some additional funding from the St. Clair County Community Foundation's Blue Water Arts Committee to support the music aspect of that. So we're bringing in local musicians. Many of these musicians and artists are former Riverview students. So again, we're bringing back these students to share their success, their journey, their different path through life, and showing how the arts have helped shape their life in a positive way.
Okay. And then there's an umbrella there too with the St. Clair Art Association?
Yeah, so since
all
we're
tied together?
getting into public art, the St. Clair Art Association is supporting by helping provide artists, professionals, adult mentors, supervisors, funding. To help
with the River Rec Teen
with
group.
River Rec Teen Zone, with the Community Foundation. The Diversity Initiative of St. Clair County is also involved so that we can expose students to diverse people and diverse experiences. We have the New Century Art Gallery in Marine City. They're also involved.
Where is that?
That's housed in the Mariner Theater.
Yep.
You mentioned Laura earlier.
Yeah.
So within the doors of the Mariner is the New Century Art Gallery. And Jeannie Burris Johnson is the director there, and she's actually going to help students curate their own art exhibits there in the gallery.
Do you have a population of students now? Do you have a number of the students that are involved in the River Rec? Or does it go up and down like all
It goes
groups?
up and down, yeah. So we're asking teachers, counselors, guidance counselors, parents to refer students to us who have a particular interest, especially in the arts and music, so that they can get involved. They can reach out through info@riverrecteenzone.org if they're interested. They can follow us on social media like Facebook. And it just keeps growing. You know, the doors are open to everyone, not just in St. Clair and Marine City, the entire region.
And Miss Laura Scotcha is now Mrs. Merchant, which is a wonderful thing.
Just had
for
a wedding.
both people that
currently on
are
her
great.
honeymoon, so.
Two great people that are really
Wonderful people.
so involved in their communities.
And there are so many great people in our community.
Yeah.
And when we offer these opportunities, people step up and get involved. And again, we're always looking for adults to get involved as supervisors, mentors, to come out and share their stories and their skills and abilities with our youth so that they can find opportunities for their future.
Well, you love it. You've been doing it a long time. There was a project you did in St. Clair at the with the St. Clair Art Association in Gregg Park, where you put up great big scary things.
Yeah, the big insects.
How's it going?
So that was just kind of a teaser because
Okay.
part of our youth arts initiative is we want to further develop that trail into an art walking trail. So we
Okay.
want to embed sculptures within the forest and have things that people have to kind of search for to find, not just sculptures on pedestals, but art within the forest.
Don't they do that in Grand Rapids at one of the Meyer Gardens?
Yeah, so Meyer Gardens is a phenomenal example of that. There's the Legacy Art Park up at Crystal Mountain. But again, just showing the impact that art can have on our community and the world that we live in.
You got a busy, fun time, don't you?
I sure do.
And
I'm
you-
blessed.
And as you say, yeah, you are, and you love it.
Yeah.
And it's obvious that you do. So.
Absolutely.
His name is Jason Stier, and he's involved with many projects, as you just heard. But you can get involved and support River Rec Teen Center. Just go to their webpage, Facebook page, St. Clair Art Association's pages, many pages, our St. Clair County Community Foundation.
Right, you can reach out to me in many different ways. I'm not hard to find.
ways. Well, that's Jason Stier. We always love to have him as a guest. He's got lots of information. We'll be back with Regina Spain in just a second. A guest who's returning, Regina Spain, is with us now. And Regina is with the Citadel and with Enter Stage Right.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me back. It's been a while.
Yes, it has. We were in our old studios, and now we're in the beautiful new studios for a year or so. So it's great to
Yes.
see you.
Yeah.
Enter Stage Right is working along with St. Clair County Community Mental Health on a new play. What's that all about?
Yes, so 3 or 4 years ago, I inherited a fabulous program that CMH had established back in 2004. They run new productions every year, and so I was fortunate enough to be named the director of that program.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, and so we do house it at the Citadel Stage, and we do have many people in the production that are interstage right people, but it mainly consists of CMH recipients and staff members. And so it's a great program every year. And I do a class every week with recipients.
Really?
And then the production is once a year. Yes.
So where do you do the classes? At Interstage Right or at CMH?
Yes, we do those at the Citadel Stage. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a great experience for recipients.
It's a lot of fun, and theater, of course, as we know, is so it gives us so many different things, so many different tools in life and everything, and so it's fabulous for everybody. And so to tailor it kind of for recipients, to get rid of some of that stigma with developmental disabilities and recovery and mental illness is really important.
Wonderful, dedicated work. If Sam will throw up that flyer, we'd like to see when the play is, and tell me all about that.
Yes. So this year we are doing a show. It's called We're All Connected, and it takes place on November 5th and 6th. Tickets are just $5 a piece.
$5.
$5.
Wow.
Yes, very nice. And this year we're doing a series of vignettes. We've done this in the past. The difference this year is that we have been working on writing them and workshopping them right in our class.
Oh.
So we started the brainstorming process with the class a couple years ago before the pandemic. Of course, we had to take a break through the pandemic, and then that's what we kind of picked up on and have developed these 9 scenes that we get to see and we get to perform now this year, called We're All Connected.
Is a world-famous actor by the name of McCartan involved in this?
He just might be, Mr. Michael McCartan just might be involved as always. He's so lovely to work with, and I have to say, hilarious in the scenes that he's in. If you are a McCartan fan, you absolutely cannot miss this production.
There's a whole group of groupies that follow him around.
I'm one of them. Shameful, but true.
Well, the flyer's there. It says, and the price is just unreal. You don't find $5 or anything anymore.
Well, and that's thanks to CMH, of course. So CMH gets some funding and some sponsors and everything. So they do a wonderful job putting this together so that it is accessible.
So you got 2 performances, the 5th and the 6th of November, coming up around the corner.
Yes.
But you do need tickets because seating is not huge.
Correct, and it typically isn't in the Citadel Stage anyway. And with pandemic protocol and everything, we are spacing out pods a little bit so that you're not touching strangers and things like that. So yeah, so it's even less than usual.
Well, we're talking about Citadel. What else is happening there?
Oh my goodness, so much. We're back into live theater, which is just so amazing to do. So we reopened in August, and so we have a new production every month that
really?
typically runs for 3 weeks. November is always our exception because we have CMH the first week, and then we have a 2-week production, and then Thanksgiving, of course. But we have a new production every month that we do there. We're finishing up Phantom of the Opera this weekend, which is sold out. And then we have Anne of the Thousand Days, which is Anne Boleyn and Henry VIII. And then Miracle on 34th Street to wrap up the year. Then we start it all over again next year.
Miracle on 44th Street is
on
wonderful.
34th, yes.
You got to do that.
Yes. Mike McCartan's in that one, too.
Oh,
Just so you know.
There he is again.
There he is again. So we hope not to get rid of him.
Okay. So the Citadel is alive and well. Theater in St. Clair County seems to be alive and well.
It's all coming back. The barn up in Port Sanilac was able to come back. Port Huron Civic, McMorran Theater opens up Rocky this weekend. Down in Marine City, they're thriving. They're planning all back.
Hopefully breaking ground soon here
in St. Clair
for a new theater,
yes.
which would be wonderful.
Yep,
so.
a new complex here. Yeah. So yes.
Okay.
It's all connected.
Do you need volunteers at Citadel or in this other program, or no?
So with the CMH program, we you kind of have to go through CMH to get involved in that program. But again, you can get involved either with the yearly production by auditioning for us, or through the classes that you just go through CMH and get hooked into our classes for that. So, yes.
Well, I like the title. We are all connected, and
yes.
we certainly are. We found that out in the last 18, 20, 24 months that we're all connected.
Correct.
In good ways and bad ways.
Correct.
And so.
And this shows that actually a little bit. So yeah.
Okay, November the 5th and November the 6th.
Correct.
And the performance is only $5. So.
Only $5.
Okay, Regina's
beat it.
Paint's always good. We'll have you back soon.
Thank you.
Keep us informed about what's going on at Citadel.
All right.
And we'll have you back.
Wonderful.
That's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingaman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingaman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.